Hey folks, what a view behind me. I'm at Blackbull Markets headquarters here in Auckland, New Zealand. Speaking of views, you can get TradingView paid plans for free at Blackbull Markets, saving you up to $600 a year. Get either the Essential Plus or Premium plans absolutely free. All you need to do is trade from one lot a month at Blackbull Markets. And you can also get a 100% deposit bonus for your first deposit up to $1,000. All you need to do is click the Trading Nut link in the description below. Our sponsor Blue Guardian is the only prop firm that gives their traders a tool to protect them from hitting their max daily loss and over trading. It's super simple to use. Just set the Guardian Protector each day from your dashboard. Did you also know that they've just released an unlimited time evaluation with a 0 trading days requirement, giving you plenty of time to hit their low 8 and 4% targets, making it super fast to get funded. Plus, it's cheaper than the 40-day time limit evaluation. Check out the link and coupon in the description to get 10% off your next Blue Guardian evaluation.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Brinks Trades back to you again with another live week of breakdowns. I think we had a little bit of a technical difficulty getting stuff rescheduled here, so apologize for everybody that hopped on at 9 o'clock. The stream should have said 10 o'clock. So I try to do all these at 10 o'clock mostly, unless there's some type of like delay or some type of personal thing that I got to take care of each week. So hope everybody had a good trading week last week. Let's go ahead and get into the charts. So right now I got dollar index pulled up. I think last week we wanted to see price rise, and that's what we have drawn out here. We wanted to see price retest this volume imbalance and trade into this potential. I think this is a weekly fair or 4-hour fair value gap. But let me go up one so we can kind of see. So ultimately, we are, and it's crazy. I'm crazy popular today. So ultimately we've seen price kind of retrace up, form an uptrend over the last few weeks that we've been kind of recognizing. And so what we ultimately wanted to see here, just kind of based on very, very high time frames like the monthly, is we really wanted to see price, come back into this zone potentially and look to really fall over. And that's really what we have been getting. We've seen price really retrace into this zone. And so I've been saying for that past couple of weeks that I'm not really 100% sold that we're going to transition into an uptrend based on what we're seeing here. And I think this could be a liquidity grab and to go lower. And so there's a couple levels that I had marked out over the past few weeks. These highs, which have taken out over the past 2 weeks, and stayed below, which is a good sign, that we could be transitioning back into a downtrend. Also, this, respecting this overall fair value gap and obviously on a higher level, this order block here that, we tapped into here. So what I'd like to see price do is really over the next few weeks, really start to give us that, downtrending, really respecting this area in the best case scenario and looking to kind of continue things down with the downtrend that we've been on. If you look at the weekly and the monthly time frames. So that's what I'd like to see happen. So if we look at the daily though, that's a long-term, the weekly is what I just showed you guys. And that's a long-term kind of analysis here. We kind of still have to operate within what we're seeing on the daily. And so on the daily time frame on dollar index, we haven't really broken structure yet to consider that downside momentum. We really respected these levels. So at some point we do want to see kind of this break structure and really look to go down. There's a couple levels that I'll be watching this week to see how price reacts. Ideally, I'd like to see price again potentially trade up into this and then go down. I will be looking at the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap. Just here. Actually, I think I can change this. Style middle line. Let's make that really big. Maybe not that big. So I'd like to see a couple levels, consequent encroachment of this fair value gap to be respected, and then the consequent encroachment of this big wick if we are going to trade to the downside. So that's kind of what I would like to see happen over the next few weeks in dollar index. Again, I teach my students this concept of equilibrium. And usually when price is trading at an equilibrium level, this is usually the hardest time to predict what's going to happen next. But this is ideally best case scenario, what I'd like to see. So if we're going to go bearish on dollar, again, the reason that we do dollar index first is because we want to kind of get an understanding of where the market's going to go. And so if we're bearish on dollar index, I would like to see bullishness on the indices. So that's what I would be making the case for over the past few weeks. And, we've noticed that over the past few weeks that the indices have been moving in alignment with dollar. They've been moving in the same direction. That's not something you usually want to see. And that's kind of usually that's a setup for a divergence type of opportunity where the market's kind of telling you that one of these things is going to reverse pretty soon. And so hopefully I think that's what we're seeing with dollar. Again, this is just my analysis. It's not gospel. So I do have I reserve the right to be wrong. It's okay, So if we go to the NASDAQ, and I'm going to go to the E-minis again. There's a lot of stuff here. And you guys know by now that I do these in real time. So I'm basically doing all this analysis on the charts that I actually trade during the week. So a lot of these are notes that I'm actually making when I'm actually trading. So going to dollar index, there's a couple levels that we wanted to see here. We called out a few different levels, and I said most likely price is going to run to one of these levels. So I wanted to see price potentially respect the consequent encouragement of this wick to maintain that uptrend. And then something as low as potentially a retest of this fair value gap or this low here at 17,271. 221. And so again, if I zoom in a little bit, this is on the weekly level. These are the levels that I thought the price could potentially pull back to. And this is exactly what we got. We pulled back to last week's low, really grabbed some sell side liquidity there and looking to continue to go higher. So overall, this was a counter trend week. And so, there are the opportunities, the trades that, don't follow your bias or don't follow your overall strategy for the week are usually going to be counter trend weeks. And these are just all we're doing is forming order blocks on these weekly timeframes, right? So if we zoom in on the daily though, there is a lot of congestion here. And I was actually walking through this with my students yesterday, and there was a level here, this fair value gap that starts at 17,786 and runs to 17,066. I wanted to see price respect this level or this order block here. And that's what we got when we started the week out. Price respected this level, then it came back down and retested this order block. And then really just retested this fair value gap and then just kind of consolidated from there, just kind of ranging. This whole area is really just consolidation, honestly, over the past, I'd say pretty much this entire month has really just been ranging. Ideally, I would like to see higher prices. There has not been a break of structure yet, or there has not been anything that's kind of telling us the price should go down on this time frame, on the daily time frame. And we know that we use the daily and the weeklies as our overall bias charts. I would like to see price, respect a level and continue to go higher. Usually when I can't make this out, I'll go down to the 4-hour time frame. And again, we're kind of just ranging here. So there's a couple levels that I'd like to see potentially price run back to continue this uptrend. I will be looking at this low here at 17,458, just because it's on the outside of this consolidated range. So I'll be looking at that level to see if price runs to that to kind of give us the ultimate, kind of like buying opportunities. But until that happens, this is just messy. It's messy. And I walked this through with my students yesterday, one of my students yesterday, that this overall is just, I can make the case for bullishness. I can't really make a case for bearishness. So that's a good thing. But just a lot of consolidation back and forth. And eventually I think it's going to sort itself out. So ideally, I'd like to see something like this for this week in the best case scenario. If we don't respect this volume imbalance, then I would start looking at short-term, short opportunities. if I was trading, and we might be potentially heading for this fair value gap. And that if that's the case, then the next couple weeks we'll probably see bearish action. Kind of lines up with a lot of like potential recession talks that we've been seeing in the US too. So everything's correlated. So let's see. So ideally, that's what I would like to see to kind of still make this case of bullishness. And so really trading to this low because it's a very prominent low. And then looking to go long from there to continue the trend. So that's what I'm seeing on dollar. I'm sorry, on NASDAQ. If I go to US500 or the E-mini, however you want to call it, same thing, right? So this whole thing, I can make the case for bearishness a little bit cleaner here. This fair value gap, which is basically S&P's equivalent of this fair value gap here, was being respected a little bit more than what's going on NASDAQ. So a lot of times I do look at these other correlated charts, and it's a good thing. You should, a lot of times people just focus in on one chart. So you should be looking at multiple charts and multiple correlated charts to kind of get a better understanding of the market. Because what could be a liquidity grab on one chart and it looks very cleanly like a break of structure going in the opposite direction could just be a trading back to a level on another correlated chart, and it kind of gives you a better frame of reference for where the market's actually sitting. So this ideally is, pretty bullish in my opinion. So we came back down to the level that we wanted to see. Again, if we go back to the level, this is what we wanted to see for last week. And I was looking at a few levels. I was looking at the high of the previous week, which is this. We took it out early, and that kind of should have been a sign that we were going to probably have a counter trend week, us taking out this on Monday or on the beginning of the week, and trading back into the range. That was kind of a good sign that we were probably going to go counter trend for the week. So again, we saw price respect this high, and then the consequent encroachment of this wick. I think if we zoom in here, yeah. So price respected the consequent encroachment of this wick. So what I would like to see is best case scenario, we would get a daily close here and we could take this to the high of last week. Ultimately, this will be our target, the high of last week, because I'm not sure if, let me think about this. Okay, so sorry, again, doing this stuff in real time. So ideally, what I would like to see before we can even really trade to this high here, the all-time high, is I want to see a close above consequent encroachment of this wick. So I'm going to have this level out like right here. And I would like to see, if we're going to trade to that all-time high, I would want to see a close above consequent encroachment. This could be a daily close, a 4-hourly close, probably a daily close over this level, right? So I'm going to make the note here that this is consequent encroachment. Right. And I'd like to see price trade to these highs, or trade to this level and really close above this level in order for us to get back to this all-time high. So my target will be this level for this week. And if we get here and we just get an extended run, or if we get here and we close above this and it didn't quite take this out, then this will be my weekly target. But this will be, I'll make a note here, like my safe target for the week. And then kind of like here will be my best case target. Let me make this a little smaller so you can see that. So that's my best case target. The high at, it looks like 5,049. And then the consequent encroachment at like 5,037. So those are the two levels that I'll be looking at. I like to see price pull back to a couple levels. You know what? Honestly, as low as a retest of, as high as a retest of this fair value gap, since we didn't really quite retest it. And we don't have to, but I like to see price retest that level, and then as low as, I'm going to make a note here, just like as low as the consequent encroachment of this is where I would like to see price really retest. If we close above this on the daily, or I'm sorry, if we close below this on the daily, then I most likely will be kind of scrapping any bullishness ideas for now, and just kind of sitting back and watching the market. And the majority of what I do is just really just watching the market. I might trade 2 days a week, right? Good 2 days a week. I usually try to find a good setup, and then potentially I might trade one more day that week. But I don't. There's three window days where I actually trade, and then during those days I'm really just trying to find the best setup possible, and then taking things from there. So the majority of what I actually do is really just checking in to see where the charts are at and like where our levels being respected. And if levels are being respected, then it's going to provide potential setups. So, oops. So here we go. So again, want to see price do that, respect that level, and then continue to go up. So this consequent encroachment level is going to be 4,971 on the US500. On the E-mini, I think it's going to be a different number, but the same idea. It looks like it's 4,993. So respecting that zone, respecting that level is what I'd like to see price, and that ultimately just kind of turn up and go to the upside. Okay, so real quickly, I'll go to the comment section, see if there's any comments. Looks like there isn't any. That's cool. Let me go to the Dow Jones, and I apologize. I'm like missing the contact today. So like I literally have like blurred vision. But yeah, so let me go here. So ultimately, I think this is kind of making a good case to go higher. So I wanted to see price, this is a couple weeks ago. I wanted to see price trade into this gap and respect it, and we did. But this past week, there's a couple levels here. We have this order block that we respected. We also have this imbalance here that price really expected. So if we look here, we can kind of make the case that price is extremely bullish. We traded back into a daily fair value gap here. We traded this a couple weeks ago. We also traded into, let me get rid of this, a fair value gap on the weekly, a very small one, but still there, and respected that pretty rapidly. So going into next week, what I'd like to see here is price really respect a couple things. Oops. Price respect, potentially this low, more likely than consequent encroachment of that wick, and then continue to go things higher. If we break this down to the daily, hopefully gives us a little more insight. And then, yeah, same thing. Actually, even better. I'll be looking at two levels. I'll be looking at this imbalance here and the low of last week, which is this here that was made on Tuesday. So these two levels. Take this thing a little bit higher. And really just kind of depends on what Monday gives us. Again, you guys always, I talk to my students about this a lot, that Mondays kind of help set the profile for the week, and they kind of give us an expectation of what we should be seeing, right? So ideally, the first area I'll look for is in the zone. The second area I'll look for is in this low. So one of these two levels is what I want to see. And this is also kind of like near that weekly order block. So I'll get rid of that. But you should know that. So, okay. So that's what I'll be looking for. These 3 levels here. On the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P in the S&P. So I'll stay on for any questions that you guys have. Again, this is just my analysis. It's not financial trading advice. Hopefully if you guys are traders as well, you kind of have your own analysis that you're doing alongside this to kind of give you an understanding of what's going on. And then just, wouldn't that doji indicate loss of bullish momentum? Let me see. So RT Money says, wouldn't this weekly doji? I think you're talking about S&P. I'm sorry, Dow Jones. Yeah, so I don't read dojis like that. There's my entire trading style is based around liquidity, and so I don't believe in this idea of buying pressure and selling pressure. So what dojis traditionally, I think, or RT's asking, like traditionally, if you look at traditional technical analysis, right, you see a doji and it's supposed to mean indecision in the market. That's not actually the case. It's really more about liquidity. I won't give it away completely, but look at the highs and lows in relation to the previous candles, and you might be able to pick up something there. But yeah, I don't necessarily believe in dojis as indecision candles. There's nothing in this. The market is never indecisive. This is a market that's engineered to deliver price at all times. So it's always doing something. And so the idea that the market doesn't know what it wants to do is, or the participants in the market don't know what they want to do is kind of a myth. Traders might not know what's going on, but the market kind of the market makers, they know exactly what's going on. I don't believe in the idea of dojis being indecision candles at all. That's something that I teach my students as well. So like the people that are in my mentorship right now, they will understand exactly why I'm saying that and what this means if they look at these candles in relation to the previous candle highs and lows. Yeah, so previous day high, previous day low. Yep. So RT Money says what previous day highs and previous day lows. That is 100% true. So it did sweep previous day highs and previous day lows. So you have to think about, again, not giving away everything, but you have to think about that in relation to the overall trend, right? The idea of the liquidity that we're sweeping for. I wouldn't say this is indecision. I would say this is us preparing to go, kind of having an outside day to take things a little bit higher. But that's just me. But everything in this market is based on liquidity. Nothing is based on decision or indecision. It's a myth. But yeah, okay. So ASAP Bullet says, yeah, considering the low liquidity swap lows and trend in case more bullishness to come. Yeah, I mean that. Yeah, I'd agree with that sentiment. Yeah, so ASAP Bullet says, great analysis, bro. Appreciate it. Again, I will drop this if you guys are new here and you haven't been in the chat before, go ahead and drop into the Telegram. It's my free weekly Telegram that I update stuff and I kind of give analysis on my journey and my trades. I have some trades that I took this week that I'm going to record videos and make sure they're posted on there on my YouTube channel, just so you guys can see a little bit of how I attack the market when it comes to trading. I've been getting a lot of asks about mentorship, and I'm going to open up my mentorship probably in March or April to the public. I'm just trying to figure out a date that works with me. These are taught live by me. And then at the later date, I will have a website as well that will have videos housed for people that can't really attend these things or just do it on their own time. So, but the best way to kind of pick my brain and kind of get an understanding, I think with anybody you learn from when it comes to trading, you have the actual information that you're trying to learn, and then you have a thought process of how this person attacks that market using the strategy there. And so I think both of those things are essential to become a good trader, or honestly, really anything. If you're trying to learn from somebody, you need to know what they do and you need to know how they think their way through it, especially in something like this. So the live mentorship that I've been doing like once a year for the past couple of years has really it's helped a lot of people. So hopefully, and my most recent students, like I work with them on a weekly basis. So it's something that I really invest a lot of time into. And I want to make sure that, if people are coming in and, giving me their energy and their efforts and their time and resources to learn from me, that, that I give them, great analysis and great skills that they can take to be a good analyst of the markets. I can't promise you'll be an amazing trader, because that's going to be focused on your ability to manage risk, your ability to stick to the trading plan. And I can't promise that you will always follow those things. But I can say that you can learn how the market delivers price, and you will be able to walk away with a good understanding of that. So yeah, so that's pretty much all I got. So again, I'll stay on for a couple minutes for any questions. And then if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to hit me in the Telegram. Hope everybody's enjoying this. This recording, if for the people that are already in the Telegram, I realized that I didn't post this link in there. So I will go ahead actually and post that now. So hopefully you guys have any questions at all, then it should be good. So yeah. So hopefully everybody's a good weekend, and I'll stay on for a couple minutes. Thanks. I need guarantees on be. Hey, I can't guarantee. I think RT said I need guarantees on becoming an amazing trader. I can't guarantee it. What I can guarantee you is I can teach you how to see the markets the way I see it, right? That's all up to you, man. Like a lot of times people like overpromise and underdeliver in their mentorships, and they say you're gonna be an amazing trader and you're gonna do all that. And I'm not saying that you won't. I'm not. I'll never say that, because you guys have, I think everybody here can see me consistently call out like what the market's going to do over the past weeks or months, you know and I've been, decently accurate, and I do this publicly just to kind of show people that this skill is possible, right? And so I've been doing this since like September, October, I think, at this point. And so we've watched market run to these levels that I've called out ahead of time, like, next week, right, for 3 days ahead. And we've been seeing these levels, like this past week ran straight to the levels. And it's been happening like this for like 3 or 4 months. I don't think I've been wrong yet. I could be wrong, maybe 1 week, but so if I'm doing that on a macro level, like when you get to like the micro level and you're actually executing trades, don't get me wrong, I get trades wrong, I lose trades, right? Like I've showed everybody my journey, and I lose like 30% of the time. It's like a third. It's like I'm a 60%, 66, 67 to 70% trader. When I was going through the challenge, right? I think I held like a 70% win rate. Someone keep me honest. It's in the chat, but it was like a 66 or 70% win rate when I was passing those phase twos. So yeah, I can't promise that you'll win every trade. I can't promise that you'll be an amazing trader. It's really your ability to stick to rules, but I can kind of pull back the curtain on this whole thing and show you exactly what the market's doing and why it's doing it the majority of the time. So someone asked me to look at crude oil. I'll do that real quick. I don't have a ton of time. I've never traded oil. Bro, I'm a popular guy. Wow, this is yeah, I've never even tried to trade oil before. I hear it's pretty popular. Yeah, dang. Um, yeah, I don't. This is gonna sound bad. I don't have a bias for this. Let me think about this. I'm kind of racking my brain on what some other stuff I got to do when I log off. So I'm not like 100% kind of focused on this. But I'll you know what? I'll probably throw an analysis. I might do an analysis on this um for the next couple weeks, or for forex analysis this week, and then maybe I'll throw crude oil in there too. But I don't want to like give you a bad or kind of project a bad analysis because I'm trying to rush it. So let me and I don't really trade crude oil at all, so I'm not really like I don't know anything about the volatility of it or like how it moves. So um let me take a look at it and maybe I'll drop a chat, drop the thing in the chat or analysis in the chat. But it is, yeah, that's and that another thing that's kind of the first thing that I saw is it's right at EQ. So that's also kind of like the level that gets a little bit harder to call out once you hit that level. Um, but yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't think there's any oil small range. Yeah, it's not really moving. It's sitting at a equilibrium level. That's kind of what RT just called out. So yeah, if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to let me know. And hit me in the chat. I'll try to get something up this weekend. I'm going to be pretty busy this weekend for that, but hopefully I have the opportunity to. Oh yeah, and hit the like button too. RT man, RT is on it. Please hit the like button, like this up. If you guys found value in this, please like it. More likes means more shares, more engagements to the Trading Nut podcast, to my podcast, or to my podcast, to my profile, and kind of makes me more incentivized to keep doing this. But ultimately, I just do this to show you guys that it is possible. I know there's a lot of people out there that are kind of gurus and they don't really show their trades. They don't really project the market. They just kind of show up and sell a course, and not naming any names. But, I want to show people that, hey, this is actually a real skill set and this market is not a scam or it's not anything like that. Like you can actually learn how to do this, and project this out over and over again. So once again, we'll drop the link right here for my Telegram. If you guys have any questions at all, find me on there, Brinks Trades. And hopefully everybody has a good rest of the week. So peace and catch you soon.